Overwatch has been out since 2016 and there are still players who have been playing all this time without gaining SR. And that is totally fine if you do not care about your skill rating and you just want to have fun, but if you do care and you have noticed that you haven't been improving as much as you think, then this is a much needed video because it's a surefire way of gaining SR, so let's get started. Okay, so first up, SR is not candy. It isn't just given to you by your parents for Christmas. It's more like your parents telling you that they are proud of you. You think you deserve it, but you never actually get it. Mindlessly playing competitive will slowly get your aim better and slightly improve your game sense, but the problem is that the rest of the community are also improving, so you won't see much SR gain, if any. Gaining SR needs a much more methodical approach. There are 3 steps to gaining SR in Overwatch, no matter whether you are a bronze or GM player. Everyone uses the same 3 steps. Step 1 is to find the error you're making, step 2 is to fix said error, and finally step 3 is to rise to your proper rank. And then all you need to do is repeat those 3 steps. Despite the first 2 steps being the most important, most people only focus on the last step because they don't think they have reached their proper rank yet. The rest of this video will explain these steps and how you actually go about doing this. Okay, so step 1, how to find your errors. You can get a coach for this. I wouldn't recommend paying for one unless you're really stuck, because especially at mid to low elos, you should be able to find your mistakes easily by just looking at when you died or how teamfights were lost and asking yourself what caused you to lose that fight. And what could you have done differently? There is another reason that you could not be gaining SR, and that is because you're not throwing team fights, but you are not having much impact in them either. In this case, you can't just look at deaths and learn from it. You need to look at other things. I would suggest looking at ultimate usage, ability usage, and mechanical skills. Whilst locating any error will help you improve at the game, to gain SR more efficiently, you want to find the biggest mistake you are making, and preferably one that's easy to fix. For example, if you're playing Reaper and you identify 2 mistakes. You are using Wraith to engage every fight and you're timing your flanks way too early, then you need to try and figure out which one is causing you more losses. This shouldn't be too difficult to work out, and if you can't, then it's probably a close call and it doesn't matter which one you choose. But you probably also want to take into account that learning to engage without Wraith is a much easier fix than timing your flanks. Before we move on to step 2, make sure that your errors are clear and specific. So for example, if we are still Reaper, stop wasting Wraith is a less good target than use Wraith to get back to my team rather than to engage with. Okay, so we just finished with step 1, we've found our errors, and now to move on to step 2, we need to fix those errors. If you are a diamond player or below, I would recommend only focusing on one mistake at a time. At low to mid ranks, players tend to need to focus a lot on the game in general. Things like positioning don't come naturally, and they need to constantly think about what they are doing in a way that might be natural for GM players. So focusing on improving too many things will cause you to forget the basics. Similarly, even if you can autopilot the fundamentals, focusing on too many things will cause you to not improve at any of them, or will make the steps take a lot longer than it needs to be. The more specific your target is, the easier it will be to fix. The key to this step is to jump into games with that being 100% of your goal. Don't worry about other things like shot calling or changing heroes to a slightly better one, because doing this will distract you from your aim, which is to improve. If you lose games, don't worry. Your session's success should not be based on how much SR you gain or lose, but rather on how much of the thing that you wanted to improve on has become habit. Keeping with Reaper, if you lose 100 SR, then it sucks to be you, but if you are also in the habit of using Wraith more effectively, then you should be really happy with yourself. Moving on to step 3, gain your proper rank. If the mistake that you're trying to fix is fundamental, then the difference in your SR can be massive. For example, if you're playing Reinhardt and are charging randomly into the enemy every fight with only 20% success rate, then you are throwing 80% of your fights. So by fixing this, your SR increase would be insane. If this is the case, then gain that juicy SR first. You will find mistakes a lot easier when playing with people at your true level than playing with worse players, because the lower your enemy's SR, the less they'll take advantage of your weaknesses. And that's it for this video guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please consider subscribing to my channel for more Overwatch content and hit that bell icon so you don't miss anything. Have a great day, love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.